What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to our Champions League preview here on Anfield Agenda. The Reds take on Qarabag of Azerbaijan in the last league phase game of this season's Champions League. A result, a win or a draw should see us safely into the top 8. A win would definitely see us in the top 4, which means the Reds would of course avoid the playoff round, which would see us safely through to the round of 16. I'm going to go through, as always, give you a bit of an injury update, my predicted 11 and a score prediction, as well as giving you a bit of a background on our opponents and their form coming into the game. All that we want you guys to do is let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Drop a like if you enjoy the video, and a reminder, we will be live on Wednesday from 6:45 p.m. to take you through the game with our watch along, match reaction and player ratings video as always. Remember, if you want to take part in the player ratings, you need to be signed up to the Anfield Agenda WhatsApp. You can do so with the QR code in the bottom corner of the screen or the link in the description of this video. Right, lots to get through. So let's start off with a bit of an injury update. We don't really know as of the time of recording how bad Joe Gomez's situation is. We know that he had swelling on his knee from a knock, so I've got erred on the side of caution and left himself and Canade out of the starting 11 for this one. Still don't know definitively what's going on with either gent, but we thought we'd err on the side of caution with our team selection. Apart from that, it is Alexander Isak, of course, Connor Bradley, the long-term absentees, Giovanni Leone is another one. So apart from that, I think we should be getting back to some level of respectability with regards to who's on the bench for the game. But let's have a look firstly at our opponents, a little fact file on them, as well as their recent form. Qarabag are the most decorated club in Azerbaijan, having won the Azerbaijan Premier League 12 times and the Azerbaijan Cup several times too, making the country's most successful team in domestic football. Qarabag became the first Azerbaijani club to reach the UEFA Champions League group stage back in the 2017-2018 season. In the 25-26 Champions League, they made the headlines again by winning consecutive group stage matches, including a famous victory over Benfica and a win against FC Copenhagen. A head-to-head, well, Liverpool and Qarabag have not previously met in a competitive match. This game will be the first time the two clubs have played against each other in European competition. Their recent form, however, looks like this. In the Champions League, it was Qarabag 3, Eintracht Frankfurt 2. In the Champions League again, it was Qarabag 2, Ajax 4, Napoli 2, Qarabag 0, Qarabag 2, Chelsea 2, and also Athletic Club Bilbao 3, Qarabag 1. So that is their form, and as you can see, it is all Champions League fixtures because it's outside their domestic campaign, which shows that they should be one thing: fresh, fit and available for this game. We, of course, need to make sure that we get something from it. A win keeps us in the top 4. A draw will most likely keep us in the top 8, but we want to make sure we get those 3 points to guarantee and avoiding a playoff round, which would be a headache for the gaffer, as it will be 2 more games. Well, will he be to the gaffer on Wednesday? We'll talk about that another time. But for now, let's get stuck into my predicted 11 for this one, ladies and gentlemen. I'll try and talk you through exactly why I've made the decisions that I have. We will start off, as we always do, with the goalkeeper and the centre-backs. So, it is Alisson Becker, Wataru Endo and Virgil van Dijk for me. I've got to be honest, usually this is the part where I say Alisson Becker and then, go on with a load of praise. Recently, he has looked a little bit more shaky than normal. I've got to be honest, there's been times where I think he could have done better in recent weeks. It just feels as if there's something in this whole squad that's just lacking belief. We spoke about the fact that Alisson didn't put the ball out of play when Arna asked him to in the game against Bournemouth, and well, we've seen how that worked out. So for now, let's have a look, ladies and gentlemen, at his partner, Virgil van Dijk, and Wataru Endo at the centre of defence. Well, Endo, look, it seems the common sense thing if we don't know what's going on with Wataru Endo's teammates in Ibrahim Canade and Joe Gomez. So we imagine that it's going to be Endo coming in here alongside our captain, Virgil van Dijk. In the fullback positions, well, let's go with this. We've gone for Andy Robertson and on the other side, Jeremy Frimpong. The reason that I've gone for Andy Robertson is freshness and fitness. Because to me, the game coming up on Saturday against Newcastle is an absolutely massive must-win game. And I would like to have Kirkes fully fit for that one. This is Qarabag, with due respect, at home in the Champions League. Andy Robertson's experience should be more than enough there. And I want to make sure that we keep Kirkes fresh legs for a far higher intensity game that's going to be coming up at the weekend. So that is my back 5. Alisson Becker in goal. Fullbacks, Andy Robertson and Jeremy Frimpong. And your centre-back pairing for this one, Endo and Van Dijk. I am aware, by the way, that Frimpong won't be able to have that rest and recuperation that we would be able to give to Milos Kerkez, but that is how short on defenders we are at the minute. Now, folks, we move into the middle of the park, and this is what I've gone for here. So for me, in this one, I'm going to rest Ryan Gravenberch. I think he does need a breather at some point, and again, I'd like him fit and available for the game coming up against Newcastle at the weekend, and I think we can afford to give him a rest here. So I've gone for Alexis McAllister, Curtis Jones, and Dominic Szoboszlai. Again, don't know what formation the manager's going to go with. I tried to pick a team based off a 4-2-3-1, or a 4-2-2-2, or a 4-3-3, because you never know with Arner. So please just take the 11 I've gone with as illustrative purposes. But for me, that's the midfield that I go with. Curtis Jones, Alexis McAllister, and Dominic Szoboszlai. Now, though, into the wider positions. What you can see here is I've gone for Mohamed Salah and Florian Wirtz. Now, Mohamed Salah hasn't exactly been pulling up any trees, but we are really short of options, and it's come down to whether I want Mohamed Salah to play or whether I want Cody Gakpo to play. And in that scenario, I'm going to go on the side of Mohamed Salah. And of course, on the opposite side, Florian Wirtz, who flourishes in Champions League football. And I'm expecting a big game from him here, as I wasn't too happy with how we'd gotten on in the last one. Gotten on in the last one. So that is the wide positions for me. Mohamed Salah on the right and Florian Wirtz on the left. And then finally to the centre, before I give you my score prediction, our striker, it's got to be Mr. Hugo Ekitike. Maybe he brings him off at 65-70 to bring on Cody Gakpo. Again, maybe resting him up for that game against Newcastle at the weekend. Some of these decisions aren't going to be very palatable ones, but I guess we do have to look at the size of the squad that we currently have available and try to prioritise. So start the game fast. Try to get into a decent lead, and then maybe rest up a couple of players for the game against Newcastle, which is a massive, massive game on Saturday night. So, ladies and gents, to finish up, we've done the predicted 11. We've done the background on our opponents and their form coming into it. Now all we need is a little bit of a score prediction. And that's what I've gone for here, ladies and gentlemen, is the Reds to win by 3-1. I do hope we turn on some type of form, but ultimately, I think we're going to win the game. I don't think it's going to be pretty all that much, but I think we're going to win the game, and I'd probably, 3-1 feels about right to me. So I'm comfortable enough with that one. I'd prefer a 2-0 and a clean sheet, but, the way we're defending, who knows? So I've gone 3-1. Do let me know what you think. Again, we'll be live from 6:45 to start the watch-along. We'll see if Arna's still in a job at that point. For what it's worth, there does seem to be some conversations with Xabi Alonso, at least being spoken about now in the media. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. And again, look forward to another Champions League night. We may not have them next season the way things are currently looking, so make sure you come and join us for this one. And fingers crossed we can book our place safely into the round of 16. We'll see you on Wednesday, 6:45 for the watch along. Thank you for watching. We'll talk soon. Much love. Bye-bye.